Hello and welcome back to Champions and Beyond. In this video we're going to go back to Precon Corner and we're going to take on another one of the core set Precons. In this case it's going to be Iron Man Aggression versus Klaw and the Masters of Evil. Now the Iron Man Precon wasn't on a card. Where you found that was in the Learn to Play book. And the Iron Man Precon was on page 20. Now, when looking through the book, I realised that out of the 6 possible Precons that the core set steers you towards, 3 of them are aggression. So we're going to play through kind of a progression style. We did Captain Marvel aggression versus Rhino. We're going to do the Iron Man aggression versus Klaw in this one. And then we're going to do She-Hulk aggression versus Ultron in the 3rd game. I have some thoughts about the Precons. And after I've done all 6 episodes from the core set, we're going to do a bit of a discussion episode discussing the Precons. So if you like my content and you'd like to keep up to date, please consider liking and subscribing. It will really help out the channel. Right, for now, let's get to the table and let's get to this matchup. Okay, so for Klaw, we're going to start with the defense network out. So start with the side scheme. Final part of his setup, side 1B, asks you to discard cards and find a minion. So we are going to start with the Armoured Guard, which is probably a pretty good one for Iron Man, especially if we end up staying down the first turn. Now he comes in with Tough. Alright, so let's draw up. Helmet, turn 1 is fantastic. The Arc Reactor is also fantastic. I think we're going to mulligan hard. We're going to scrap 4 and draw an extra 4. The armor, we've got the Avengers Mansion. So, right. First things first is our Futurist ability. We're going to keep the rocket boots. We're then going to have a look. We are going to spend 1 to put a boot out. Give us +1 hit points, so we're up to 10. We're going to spend 2 and put the Arc Reactor out. And we're going to spend an additional 1 and put a helmet out. Now, usually I'd quite like to stay down turn 1, but what we're going to do is we're going to flip. We're still going to get a hand size of 4 for our first hero phase. So we're going to thwart for 2, use our helmet to thwart for 1, and we're going to get rid of the defense network. We are going to Arc Reactor to ready and punch for 1 to remove the Tough. Okay, so that's the end of End of the hero phase, we ready up and we have 3 tech out, so we get 4 cards. Right, villain phase, we're going to add 1 threat onto the main scheme to begin with. So 1 threat on. Klaw is going to attack us. He attacks for 0 but 2 boost icons. We're going to take the first one. So attacks for 2 total. And then the armoured guard is going to attack for 1. So we're going to go back down to 7. Nothing too terrible there. We're going to get an encounter card, which is another armoured guard. Back in with tough. Not terrible at all. So we're going to go onto the hero phase. We are going to use a power of aggression to bring in Hulk. And we are going to attack with Hulk, because, you know, what can go wrong? We're going to get rid of the armoured guard that hasn't got tough. Discard the top card of our deck, which is a fist resource with our second combat training. So we're going to do 2 damage and bring Klaw down to 10. Final step is the consequential damage. So Hulk takes 1. We are going to remove a threat with the helmet, bring the main back down to nothing. We are going to punch the armoured guard, get rid of his tough. We are going to ready. We are then going to flip down and use the futurist ability. We're going to take Pepper Pots and we're going to spend 3 resources to put Pepper Pots out, leaving our double on the top of the deck. So we're going to, before we do that, we're going to heal for the 3 damage that we took last turn. Back to 10. And we're going to ready up and draw up. Ooh, we have both of our power gloves there. And we have enough resources to... Pepper can get 1 out. We can potentially pay for Nick, get him out. Right, good turn for next turn, hopefully. Right, we're going to add 1 threat onto the main scheme. Klaw is going to scheme for 2. Discard 1 card at random from our hands, so that messes up our some of our turn anyway. And we're going to lose a power glove. Could have been worse. So schemes for 2, so we're going to go up to 3. The armoured guard actually schemes for nothing, so we avoid anything there. We are then going to get a bad card, which is going to be Sonic Boom. And I think what we're going to do with Sonic Boom, we are going to exhaust rather than spending the resources. So, exhausting Hulk and exhausting Tony. So, going back into our turn, we are going to Futurist to begin with. I'm going to keep the first aid. And what we're going to do, We're going to spend an uppercut. We're going to spend Tigra. I'm going to spend the energy and discard them like that to play Nick Fury. Nick is going to come in and draw us 3 cards. Oh, now that's lovely. So we're going to use Pepper to give us the 2 lightning resources to play Stark Tower. Stark Tower is going to return the top tech in our upgrade, which is the gloves that we lost. We are going to flip to hero. We are going to ready with the arc reactor. We're going to remove 2 threat and remove another threat with the helmet, again clearing the main. Nick is going to punch the armored guard for 2. Now I took the first aid originally to go aerial, but what we're going to do is spend the strength. We're going to do it in the opposite order though. We're going to spend the uppercut and the first aid to put our first power gloves out. And then we're going to put the strength to put the second power gloves out. We are then going to use both. We're going to hit 1 onto the armored guard and take him out. And then we're going to do a single damage to Klaw, bring him down to 9. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tech. We have a 6 card hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1 card left in our deck, so not quite a deck out this turn. Okay, so ready up. First things first, we're going to add a single threat on. Klaw is going to attack and Nick Fury is going to get in the way. So attacks for only 1 damage, which means that he's not going to disappear straight away. And then we take a damage from Whirlwind's boost icon, his boost ability. So we're back down to 9. We then get a bad card, which to gang up, so he's going to attack us again. We are going to have Hulk get in the way this time. I don't know why I exhausted him like that, but yeah, Hulk is going to get in the way that this time. So he is going to attack for 5, which will knock Hulk out. And then at the end of the turn, Nick Fury also goes away. But it's fine, we don't need Nick. We're all built up now. So we are going to use Pepper to give us aerial, because Nick has a mental resource. We exhaust the boots and we now go aerial for this turn. So we're going to deal 2 damage and 2 damage, taking him down to 5. we are going to punch for 1. We're going to use the helmet to remove the threat. Now we would remove 1 threat from every side scheme. There aren't any out at the minute. We're going to use the arc reactor to ready. We are going to use 3 cards to play the helicarrier. And we are going to actually punch for another 1, take him down to 3. And we're going to flip down for this turn. Now we are going to use Stark Tower to return the topmost tech, which is the other boots. We're going to use Futurist to take the top card into our hand. We're going to get an encounter card. Shuffle up. So you can see how fast Iron Man can start to go through its deck. He takes that build. Not every scenario, especially scenarios that are going to put you under pressure straight away, is going to allow you to have that build. It's probably his main weakness is that he might take a turn or 2 down in alter ego. Right, we are then going to spend 3, including those boots we just got back, to play Mockingbird. She's going to stun Klaw. Not that will affect this turn. And she is going to just punch for 1. So exhaust, punch for 1. He goes down to 2. We didn't use the helicarrier, did we? I think no, it's fine for a turn. Yeah, it's fine for a turn. Slightly inefficient, but oh well. We ready everything back up. We draw up. We've got a Hulk back already, so that might be nice. We're going to add 1 threat onto the main scheme. First stage. Klaw is then going to scheme for 2, 3. So we're only going to have 4 threat on, which is still a pretty good situation. We are then going to take 2 encounter cards. So the first one is a weapons runner, which is going to surge. The next one is business problem, so we are going to exhaust. We're already in alter ego to get rid of that out of the game. Then he's going to advance, so we are going to move on to the next stage. So 2 plus another weapons runner comes into play. So that now has 6 on it. That is completed. We go on to the second scheme. And we're going to do the same. We're going to discard cards until we get a minion, which is an armored guard straight away. Comes back in with tough. So that was fun. We went from being absolutely okay to suddenly Right, so the way we're going to do this, we're going to start off, we're going to start a tower, we're going to draw the boots back to our hand. We're then going to futurist, oh, I have exhaust, to bring attack team to hand, chase them down is the mental resource, so that's okay. We're going to use the helicarrier to play a second set of boots. We only ever need to exhaust one, so I'm not going to put a token on that, but we are going to get 1 health back. Well, 1 additional health. We're back up to 10, maximum of 11 at this stage. We are going to flip up to hero. We're going to use Pepper to generate the mental resource to go aerial. We are going to use a glove to take out the weapons runner and a glove to take out the weapons runner. Over there. We are going to spend 2 to bring in Hulk again. That's attack team. To bring in Hulk again. And we are going to use 2 to put in a combat training, giving us +1 attack. So, the order we're going to do this, Mockingbird is going to attack for 1, knock off the tough. Hulk is going to attack for 3, knock out the armoured guard. And Lightning, deal 1 damage to everything. So he deals a damage to Klaw. He deals a damage to Mockingbird, which knocks her out. He deals a damage to himself, which is why he gets 2. And he deals a damage to Iron Man. Not terrible. We're then going to ready up, and we're going to punch and knock Klaw into stage 2. So stage 2 is also going to be stunned. He comes in with 18 health. And we go and find the side scheme, the Immortal Klaw. Now, we saw that earlier on. There it is. 3 threat per player. We will exhaust the helmet to get rid of 1 threat, so we're only going to put 2 on it. Stage 1 goes. The Immortal Klaw gives him +10 hit points, so he's actually up to 28. Right, and that is everything we can do. We are going to draw up, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tech. So we have a maximum hand size of 7, so we're going to draw up an extra 6 cards and hold on to the Repulsor Blast. Right, so back to the villains phase. Now we have an acceleration icon out, so we're going to add 2 threat onto the main scheme. Klaw would attack us, but he is stunned. We then get our encounter card. Oh, I did not ready up. So we better just do that. Right, our encounter card is Tiger Shark. Lovely. Lovely. So it's on to us. What we are going to do, we're going to spend War Machine, we're going to spend Repulsor Blast, the Emergency, and the Power of Aggression to bring back in Nick Fury. Nick Fury is going to draw us 3 cards. He is then going to attack Tiger Shark and deal 2 damage. We are going to use Chase Them Down to go aerial. We are going to hit Tiger Shark with both of our gloves to deal the extra 4 damage. So 2 from Nick and 4, 6 from the gloves. We are going to thwart 2 and get rid of the Immortal Claw, knocking him down to 18 because he loses that life that he had previously. We are going to Arc Reactor to ready. We are going to use the Tac Team and the Energy to play the Mark 5 armor, which is going to give us +6 hit points, all the way back up to 15. Hulk is going to attack, deal 3 damage, and we discard the top card, which is a mental, so he does everything. So first of all, he deals 2 damage, taking Claw down to 13. Next, he is going to deal 1 damage to everything, so he deals an extra damage to Nick, deals an extra damage to ourselves, deals an extra damage to Claw down to 12, and then he disappears. No. Let's replay that. Mistake. So it wasn't wild, so he doesn't do everything. So we put Claw and Tony back up to 15 each. Mental just means that Hulk runs away, turns back into Banner, and goes back to his lab. My bad on that one. So Pepper is going to generate a resource to play Repulsor Blast. Now we deal a single damage, and we discard the top 5 cards from our deck. So Fist, Genius, Fist, 1 lightning resource, 2 lightning resources, but unfortunately we lost both supersonic punches. So we deal 5 damage total. He is now down to 10. And then Iron Man is going to punch for 2, bringing him down to 8. And that will end our turn. We'll use the helmet to remove 1 threat from the main. Again, didn't use Helicarrier. Very inefficient with the Helicarrier this turn. But again, once Iron Man gets built out, he has so many resources, it's hard to figure out how to use everything. So, 3 cards. We're going to get another encounter card. And draw back up to 7. Double Repulsor Blast in our hands, so we could potentially take him out next turn. We have to survive a turn first. So we've lost the acceleration to icons, so we add 1 threat onto the main, back up to 2. He's going to attack, and Nick is going to jump in the way of this one. So he's going to attack 4. He's now got base of 1. So he deals 3 damage. There was no overkill, so there's no damage to me, so I don't have to exhaust Tony. Thank you very much, Mr. Fury. We're going to get 2 bad cards. First one is Caught Off Guard. We're not using the helicarrier anyway. Usually I'd get rid of just a boot, but we're not using the helicarrier. Then Klaw's Vengeance. Klaw is going to attack us. We're just going to take the attack. We don't mind the 1 additional threat going on, so he's going to attack us for 1. So only for 1. We then would have to exhaust each ally we control because of the boost ability. There are no allies, so we add 1 threat on for the encounter card. And then we're back to us. So we're going to exhaust Iron Man and exhaust the helmet, get rid of all of the threat. We're going to ready with the arc reactor. We are going to spend 1 Pepper will generate a resource to do another repulsor blast. So that's 1 damage plus... No. So 1 lightning icon, so that's 3 damage. Down to 5. We're then going to use an emergency to do another repulsor blast for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. He's at 5, so he's now at -4. We could punch for an extra 2. And do we have a mental? We do have a mental, so we could go aerial. We could deal an extra 4 damage. So he's actually at -10 at the end of the game. So there we go. Iron Man is fun if you like to build out. We got very lucky in this game. We managed to get all of his upgrades out. Well, we got 3 out turn 1, which allowed us to flip up and have a 4-card hero hand size. He gets, if you can't get any of the upgrades out and he has a 1-card hero hand size, you know, you're in a bad situation. But yeah, we made use of Stark Tower, we made use of Pepper, which cards that I like, not everyone does. And there we go. That's the 2nd win for a aggression precon against one of the core set villains. As I said before, we are going to go with She-Hulk against Ultron in our 3rd Precon Corner episode. If you enjoyed the content, then please like and subscribe. Until next time, happy gaming.